What's happening, guys? Kenny here again, and today I've got another unboxing and first impressions for you. And I'm gonna try and make this short, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get into opening the box. If you guys saw the name of this video and if you saw the thumbnail, then you'll know what this is about. This is actually going to be two knives in this video. I'll be talking about, doing kind of first impressions on both. As you guys saw, this is a knife center box, and yes, I don't love to purchase knives from Knife Center. I'll go more into my experience on this knife, but I wasn't super stoked with the services on this. I could not find this knife anywhere else when I ordered it. That's why I ordered it from Knife Center, and you guys can see what this is. It's an Emerson. That's right, guys. You saw I did get a, I got an Emerson CQC-7, and I really love it, so I wanted to try some more Emersons, and as you guys can see what this is an A-100 SF. So I'm pretty excited to try this thing out. Nothing in the box except for, yeah, there's some, just with every Emerson you get there, like, there's a little catalog in there and then a sticker. This just has like some of their shirts and stuff that they have on their website. It's just your basic box. I don't mind that. These go for right around $190, I think $188. Which is, a lot of guys think that's overpriced, but I actually do not think that. I think just the way they're made, they definitely call for the price you pay. Everything looks pretty good. Blade is dead centered. Just so you guys know, the texturing on these knives is pretty aggressive. You're looking at a pretty aggressive G10. It's got very deep pockets, so the grip on your skin is significant, although you can slide along it pretty easily. I do like the texturing, especially for something like a work knife, which these are meant to be. The fit and finish on these, never something that you really want to like look too deep into. The liners aren't perfectly lined up with the G10 scales, anything like that. But when it comes to build quality, like, centering and things like the lockup and stuff like that, that's where these knives excel. Really not that, like, that finish type of knife. More about the fitment and just the overall build quality. So yeah, really excited to try this guy, and here we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, fire's out. I do like the thumb disc on these. They really deploy well. This does have a, okay, so the A100 comes with a symmetrical grind in the sense of you're gonna have a conventional V grind. It's not like a chisel grind like the CQC-7, but your actual edge bevel is a chisel grind. So it's just slightly knocked off on that side. You'll see where they kind of knock off the burr and everything, but on this side's where most of the secondary bevel is created, and you can see that on the tip here. Looks like it's off-centered, but that's actually by design. Look forward to trying that and seeing how that goes. Lockup is right at about 25%, which is where I think my CQC-7 is in the same spot. And there's just a tad bit of lock stick, which also my CQC-7 has, which a lot of guys will probably give Emerson's a lot of flack for having lock stick, but I feel like it's by design, guys. We do this is meant to be a work knife and something that you really don't want that lock failing, and just that little bit of lock stick doesn't harm anything, and it's actually more of a feeling like just a sturdy feeling, like your lock's not going to fail. This does have a slight bit of side to side, just a tad bit, which I could easily fix with tightening this pivot. Nice thing about Emerson's is they do have just a basic flathead, so you can just use a coin or a flathead screwdriver to tighten it. Oh, penny's a little too thick. I'm gonna grab a dime. All right, solid. Loosen it up just a little bit. There we go. Very smooth, guys. These do run on nylon washers, so it's like a Teflon, but actually a little bit denser than Teflon. I do believe I'm going to be able to front flip this. Yeah, oh yeah. There you go. Little wrist action. Yeah. The ergos feel pretty good. Really, really nice in hand. And I look forward to using this thing. I like the size. It's about the size I've been kind of leaning towards. I do have a few knives here to bring in. I have the Para 3, which I opened the box with. This is the Knife Center exclusive, actually, with the Smooth G10 and Crewwear. And then I've got this is a Benchmade bug out with the G10. These are actually dyed G10 scales from Flytanium. Obviously, this is a larger knife than these two. I do have a Hogue RSK Doug Ritter. This is pretty much the size of a full-size Griptilian, and it'll give you a good size comparison there. Just a little bit larger than that. And I actually have a full-size, large Sabenza 21, which is a pretty good size comparison for the A-100. And then the knife that, the second knife I'm actually going to be doing a quick overall first impressions on is another Emerson, but this is actually a collaboration with Protech. That's right, guys. This is my first automatic knife, and it is a Protech / Emerson. This is the CQC-7, but this is the symmetrical version, and this actually has a symmetrical secondary grind as well. And so this doesn't have the chisel grind that my other CQC-7 has, and it also doesn't have the Emerson wave. Obviously, with it being automatic, no need for an Emerson wave. The action on this guy is stellar. I'm super stoked with how that came out. Just like this guy, I'm pretty happy with the action. Very smooth on the Nylotron washers. I really dig the Nylotron washers. I am a big fan of Teflon and Nylotron. So definitely happy with the action on this guy. And then as you can see with this one, man, whoo! This thing just fires out. Now, as far as this one's concerned, fit and finish wise, this is the GP Knives exclusive, and this has micarta show scale, and then aluminum, what would be a lock side, which on this knife obviously is not a lock side, with it being an automatic button. But yeah, just an awesome knife. As far as fit and finish goes, this is off center, which isn't amazing, but it's not something that necessarily bothers me. It's not rubbing on the scale or anything. And I have not owned any automatics, so I don't know how consistent automatics come, like being centered and stuff like that. Not something I'm worried about on a knife like this, guys. This is definitely going to be a user. I absolutely love the way the micarta looks on this. The texturing is really, really well done, and it looks amazing with the OD green micarta scales, and it really is a nice texture. Very good for purchase, yet not aggressive at all. Very, very comfortable in hand. This is also why I love the Emersons. They just seem to be very comfortable in hand for just a work knife, just something to get stuff done. Nothing fancy, nothing, nothing fidgety. Well, this one, you might beg to differ with that action, but yeah, just really just well-made knives. And then with having a Protech as well, you guys know I have that Protech Forge collaboration, the Mordax, and I was very happy with that. So I was really looking forward to trying another Protech and also trying an automatic Protech, because that's really their bread and butter. So, and you guys can see why they really have an amazing automatic action. So I don't have a lot to compare it to, but I just know how authoritative that action is. If you're not holding on to this thing, it could easily slip out of your hand. So just an amazing action on this guy, and amazing, just build quality for the most part. There's a few little things, like I see a little gap there at the top, but nothing else really. Everything else seems to fit pretty well. Maybe a little gap right there, but everything seems to be done excellently. Little bit right here where the hole might be a little off center. This is just me nitpicking and just being super critical as always, but yeah, not the most amazing fit and finish on this. Finish, yes, but the fitment or build quality, there are a few things that I see that could be better. The finish on the blade is done excellently. It's a very dark acid wash with or acid etch with a stone wash. Pretty aggressive stone wash. Looks awesome. Fits really well with the OD green. Absolutely beautiful knife, guys, and I'm really looking forward to carrying and using this guy. Already did, as you can see. One thing I will say that was not great on this is the factory edge is not done well. I cut a few pieces of cardboard, and it's just a very obtuse factory edge, and it's also just not very sharp. I don't even know if yeah, definitely not hair shaving, especially after that little bit of use I put on it. I think it was slightly, maybe just shaving hair when I first got it. Like the tip I didn't really use, and I mean it's kind of like scrape shaving. See a few hairs there, but really just not very well done. The factory edge on that was not well done. This one is nothing to write home about either. Definitely gonna shave hair. Oh yeah, definitely shaving hair, as you can see, but not amazing. Let me bring in, almost knocked over my coffee. Bring in some receipt paper here. Oh yeah, pretty quiet. Nothing amazing, but nothing bad either. This is actually much better than this factory edge was. Let me go ahead and show you this one right now after a little bit of use I put on it. Still cutting. Still fairly easy to cut, initiate, but not amazing. And you can see it can get hung up there. So yeah, one thing that definitely could have been done better on the Protech is the factory edge. But yeah, overall I'm super happy with both of these knives, and look forward to using the A-100. Very happy with the size overall and everything about it, really. Super stoked to try it out. Yeah, and that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got some value from it. And if you guys are looking at either one of these knives, yeah, let me really quick, I'm going to end with something that I feel like is very important for me to tell you guys before I close out this video. I hope it doesn't drag on too long, but my experience with Knife Center on this knife, and there also a reason I wanted to talk about this knife while I was doing this knife is the fact that I ordered this knife over 2 weeks ago, or just about 2 weeks ago, and when I purchased this on Knife Center, it said available. It said add to cart, and I added to cart and purchased the knife. And after I purchased it, probably 2 days later, I went looking to see if it had shipped, because usually I get an email saying it shipped like the next day, if not that day. When I went to look at my order summary and my order, just to see what the situation was, I realized that it said, oh, your order has been received and processed, but it will ship in 2 to 3 weeks. I was like, what? I really didn't understand why. So then I started looking into it. I called Knife Center to see what was going on. The lady says, oh yeah, those ship in 2 to 3 weeks when you order it. And I said, like, why? It didn't say a pre-order. It didn't say anything about a pre-order or anything. So why is it not shipping immediately? Oh, well, that's just how those are. You order them and then we order it from Emerson. And I'm like, wait, what? That's a pre-order, guys. That is the definition of a pre-order. You ordered from them, they're waiting for shipment from the company. That is a pre-order. That is not something that is in stock on their site. That is a mistake from Knife Center, because that could become a serious issue. If you order this knife and then they go to order it from Emerson and Emerson's like, oh, we just ran out. Now they just sold you a knife they don't have. That's an issue. It's one of the reasons I usually try not to purchase knives from Knife Center. As I say that, I obviously had 2 knives from Knife Center on here. It's not the first purchase. I have purchased many knives from Knife Center. I've had very few issues with them. I just choose to support smaller distributors like GP or St. Nick's or River's Edge Cutlery, as you guys well know. Like, I like to support smaller family-owned companies rather than something like Knife Center or Blade HQ, personally. But in a situation where I can't get it anywhere else and I might be able to get it, right away from one of those companies, I might make an exception. And I did here. And I'm actually upset that I did, because I ended up waiting almost 3 weeks, saw this guy, purchased this knife probably 3 or 4 days ago. It was shipped and received it before this knife ever even shipped out. And I ordered this one almost 2 weeks later. That's not good, guys. I was pretty disappointed, and honestly, Knife Center should have just said straight off the bat, this is a pre-order, we don't have it in stock. It should have been a pre-order purchase. It shouldn't have been an add to cart in stock purchase. Yes, when I went back and looked at on their site, it did say something in small print saying like ships in 2 to 3 weeks, but I wasn't looking like for fine print, guys. It shouldn't be like a fine print. It should say right next to the add to cart saying not available in stock. It should be plainly stated. So that was just a little ugly from Knife Center, guys, and I really, I'm kind of bummed, and I'm sad that I supported them in the first place. But what I will say is, once I got this knife, and once this was in stock at Knife Center, as soon as I looked at other retailers, everyone else had it too. So it was a pre-order. It was a freaking pre-order, guys. And don't listen to the bullshit that Knife Center wants to fucking feed you, because it was a pre-order. It was not like something, that, it was in the back of their shop. They did a pre-order, and they're saying they have it in stock. And it's just not right, in my opinion, guys. So I was kind of upset with this whole situation, and man, I already try not to buy knives from them, from Knife Center, but that's just gonna push me over the edge. So, anyways, sorry. I know I went on a 5-minute rant at the end here, but I hope you guys got some value from this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. So guys, I actually just realized something after I turned the video off that I really needed to bring to your guys' attention. And this is something, I don't know if it's, if this was a knife that was sitting in the storage or something, like in the back. If you guys can see this, that looks like some corrosion. I thought it was some adhesive looking through the viewfinder, and then once I got off the video, I looked at closer, and that is corrosion. This is in a section of the knife where the grind is, where the pores are a little more open, but it actually gets up onto the stone wash a little bit there, as you can see. So, kind of weird. Kind of weird to see that on a brand new knife that's usually oiled and put in a box. Not amazing. I'm sure that'll come off with some, Scotch-Brite and oil, but not exactly something I want to do to a knife first thing. Although, not something I'm worried about, guys. That little bit of corrosion, I'm really not worried about. This is going to be a user, so it is what it is. But yeah, kind of weird to see that on a brand new knife like that. Something I wanted to show you guys though.